Yo, what is good? What's up, everybody? Yeah, yeah. Today's looking good for the portfolio. But in all seriousness, though, just check this out. This is just one day's returns of investing in only three stocks. And like I've expressed in other videos previously, a lot of you know this already. But just in case you're new, with my portfolio strategy that I have here, I have chosen only to invest in three stocks. Basically, my plan is to invest in a small number of stocks that I think will do very well. And of course, I do my research on those stocks and make sure that it is worth risking my money to invest it in it. But with this, I like to choose a small number of companies and focus on concentrating my wealth into those companies that I have chosen. So as you can see right here on the right side, we have the stocks in my portfolio, but keep in mind, any stock past Apple right here, anyone below Apple is a free stock. So I don't really count this. All of this is free stocks, MRO, every single bit of this right here. But these three right here are the only stocks that I have put my actual money into, the only stocks that I've put my investments into. And to just make it a little bit simpler, I'll go ahead and break it down by equity. That way you can see the order and of course how much money I have exactly in each stock. But let's go ahead and switch it back over to this beautiful last price setting so we get to just like relish in that right there and just enjoy looking at that. Those gains are crazy. But all jokes aside, as you all can see today, my portfolio gained about 5.52% in total. And of course, we have the after hours as well. After hours is down 1.03%. But with today not counting the after hours, we gained about $4,600 in my portfolio. And then of course, in after hours, we are down about $909. But regardless of all of that, this is the most money I think I've ever gained in my portfolio in one day. And that even includes the day that we had after the crash where it was finally starting to recover and there was like a 5 to 7% day where the whole stock market pretty much increased 5 to 7%. Obviously, I gained a lot of money then as well, but I didn't have a ton of money concentrated into those stocks that grew a lot back then. So like VOO, I had some of my money into VOO, but like you can see here, I had a lot of it into Microsoft, Apple, and Tesla as well. So my whole portfolio didn't really go up like 5% at once. But with today's growth and with my concentration of wealth in only three stocks, you can see that my portfolio went up significantly because all three of these stocks did very well, and especially Tesla. Tesla is the biggest one today, of course. It finally hit $1,000, which is absolutely crazy. I can't believe it happened this soon, but I told you all it was going to be happening very soon. Basically, in my mind, I thought it was going to be about a week or so before this actually happened. I knew it was coming soon, but I wasn't really like expecting it to be this fast. Definitely not complaining though. I'm definitely not complaining about that. I'm very happy with this. But this is, and just to show you something that I think was kind of funny when I was looking at my portfolio and the stocks that I own compared to the rest of the stock market, you look at my portfolio and my gains for today, and you automatically have the assumption, and I even did this myself, I look at my portfolio and I have the assumption that, okay, well, I guess the rest of the stock market did well today also. So let's go ahead and look at my watch list. So on my watch list, first one on here is VOO, which is what I use to reference what the general stock market does. It mirrors the S&P 500, which tracks the top 508 companies. And if we look at VOO, it is down significantly. This isn't even close to the green day that we saw in my portfolio. So VOO got destroyed today at minus 1.26%. Not destroyed, but it was a significant red day for VOO. And if we look at all of these other tech stocks, Netflix, MFA Financial, Facebook, CCL, Space, Disney, all of these stocks are negative. QQQ is just barely up positive. And then, of course, we have Baba and Square. LMT, Bank of America, plenty of these stocks are negative today. So today was actually what most people would consider a bad stock market day if you focus on index fund style stocks like VOO, which is an ETF that mirrors the general stock market trend. You get about 10% per year on a stock like that. So for a lot of people out there that do invest in non-tech stocks and ETFs that give you similar returns like an index fund, those people may not have made a lot of money today. But since my portfolio has a concentration on pretty much nothing but tech stocks. I mean, of course, Tesla at its core is a lithium-ion battery producer, but they produce vehicles as well, but a big part of their vehicles is also tech. So Tesla has the best of like every world possible. But this pretty much explains why my portfolio went up so much today, and that is simply because I have three main focuses, and every single one of these hand-picked stocks that I have chosen did very, very well today. We're not talking about, you know, like 0.7% gain or even 1.5% gain. We're talking about 2 and over for every single stock that I own today. And of course, the stocks that I have the most of my money into did even better than the stock that I have the least amount of my money into. So as you can see right here with Apple stock, that's what I have the least amount of money into, and that was the worst performer for today. The second best performer is what I had the most of my money into, and then of course the first best performer for today, Tesla, is the one that I have my second largest holding out of the three. So I'm very satisfied with today, and it is kind of a big surprise, especially when I checked the Robinhood app. I checked it at like 2 p.m. today. I was just expecting, honestly, like maybe another solid green day, maybe like 1% or so, or maybe even a red day, but I was not expecting a 7% gain for Tesla. And if you're not familiar with why there was such a big increase in Tesla stock today, it was because there was a leaked email of Elon Musk saying that they're going to start significant volume production on the Tesla Semi vehicle, and that they're going to start this production soon. And then it was later confirmed on Twitter today that this email is actually true and that it was a real email by Elon Musk. Elon Musk confirmed that. So that is one of the big reasons why Tesla stock jumped up so much today. And it's also one of the big reasons that Nikola stock went down today, because Tesla is going directly against Nikola with this move right here. As we all know, Nikola basically IPO'd to where people could finally invest in it, and they finally changed the name to NKLA from VTIQ, and that started on June 3rd. So there was a lot of hype behind this stock recently, and especially on, if we can get the weekly breakdown, it was on June 9th, I believe. So on June 9th, it went up to a max of 135% in gains in one day. And keep in mind that this was just one day ago. Today's June 10th, yesterday's June 9th, and June 9th is when it had this significant increase. So it was kind of a power play by Elon to go ahead and send that email and talk about how they're going to really be expediting and streamlining this process of producing semis for the upcoming year. So that's the reason that they have announced that, because Nikola is going directly against them. And of course, there is a lot of hype happening with Nikola right now. And in my personal opinion, I think most of that hype is simply because people want to find that stock like Tesla. They feel like they've already missed out on Tesla. And in my personal opinion, nobody has missed out on Tesla just yet. Even at $1,000 per share, yes, it is a high price, but in the long term, $1,000 per share is still a good deal in my opinion. But that's the thing. There's people that don't have $1,000 to drop on one stock, which is completely understandable. And there's also people with just a little bit of gamble money that they don't mind losing, in which both of those individuals are putting money into Nikola stock, hoping that it is the next Tesla. But the thing is, I know that there's been a lot of people calling out Tesla investors for sort of like dissing Nikola stock, but the difference here is, regardless of if you like Nikola or if you like Tesla, as a Tesla fan myself, the reason I am a Tesla fan is because I've done my due diligence, I've done my research, I've fact-checked the statistics going around behind Tesla, and of course I've always questioned the idea of, has Tesla done what they said they were going to do in the past? And with part one of the master plan, they did exactly that, and they followed it to a T perfectly. And with their plan upcoming in the future, because I do have the comfort of seeing them be successful with part one of the plan, I'm more confident with part two of the plan, and so on with Tesla's future. And I see how Tesla is vertically integrated as a company, whereas with a company like Nikola, I just don't think it's there. At least with the Cybertruck pre-orders, you have to put some money down for it to count as a pre-order. You have to put that $100 down for it to count as a pre-order. But with Nikola and the Nikola Badger and stuff like that, the vehicles coming out, you can pre-order 10 of those at once and not have to put any money down, and it counts as a pre-order. So if you can see what I'm saying here, the numbers can be very inflated when it comes to the actual truth compared to what the numbers actually are with the pre-orders with Nikola. So today, with that email and of course Elon Musk confirming it, it was kind of him putting his foot down on this whole situation where Nikola thinks they can take advantage of this aspect of the EV market right now. And of course, I have much more faith in Tesla being way more competitive than Nikola can ever think of doing, because as we know, they already have factories, they already have production lines, they already have the capital and and extra money to put into things like this. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that there's a little bit competition and hype around Nikola right now, because for one thing, it is pretty motivating for Tesla as a company and Elon Musk to maintain that lead ahead of all of the other companies out here that are trying to take a piece of their pie. So at least in a good way, this is kind of putting their feet to the fire, even though Nikola is not that much of a threat. As a Tesla investor, it's really not bad for me because I know competition is a good thing, but I know that Tesla can outperform Nikola in any way possible. But that's all of my opinion, of course. I mean, everybody else has their own opinions. And I'm definitely not dissing Nikola investors, but it's just not the stock for me. I'm definitely a Tesla person. And that's not just because of Elon Musk and the stuff like that. I've just done my research, and I really have faith with the way that they're vertically integrated. They streamline processes. They're incredibly efficient, and they're an optimization machine. And I think all of those factors together can turn them into a beast of a company. So in my opinion, Nikola is not a threat, and Tesla has it handled right now. And I'm just glad to see them expediting these processes just to ensure that gap between Tesla and the rest of the competition is still there. I just realized I went on like a whole rant talking about Tesla stock, and this is just supposed to be a portfolio update. So I do apologize there, but I mean, it was the biggest mover in my portfolio. So I feel like it's necessary to explain that. But anyways, jumping on to Microsoft, I'll just go ahead and break everything down in terms of what I made separately in terms of each stock. So as you can see, I own 194 shares. This takes up about 43.5% of my portfolio. And of course, it has about a $38,000 market value right now. So if we look at today's return, I received about a 2.85% return, which was about $1,050. And in total, we are now at about a 14% return, which is about $4,600. So that is very awesome. I honestly, if you ask me, I wouldn't have expected Microsoft to jump up this much this fast. When it hit 190 yesterday, I still knew that that was a good price because it was under fair value and I believe in this stock long term. But I definitely didn't expect it to hit 195 this soon. But I'm obviously very happy to see that happen. And if we look at the 5-year chart, the stock is doing very, very well. So that's fantastic to see. And then next up, since we've kind of discussed everything about Tesla, I'll just run by with the numbers. As you can see, average cost is $839. I own 34 shares, takes up about 40% of my portfolio. The current market value is $34,300 pretty much. And of course, if we look at today's return, plus 7.32%, which is plus $2,340. And then the total return is plus 20.37%, which is about a $5,800 gain. And just to think about this, I've been investing a lot into Tesla just recently within the past few weeks or so. I know a lot of people have been telling me the stock price is way too high. And of course, with my research and everything like that, and considering that I'm in it for the long term, this really didn't matter to me, even if it was, $840, even if it is a little bit over the normal value. I'd rather just get in there and not risk it because I want to invest in this stock for the long term anyways. So I am happy to see this return, especially with a lot of my investment only going into this stock just recently, just within the past few weeks or so. And then finally, we have Apple stock, in which I own 42 shares, which is about 17% of my portfolio. Average cost is $286. And of course, the market value is about $15,000. And for today's return, we gained 2.11%, which is about $305. And then, of course, for the total return, that is plus 22.83%, which is about $2,700, $2,800. So that's pretty nice. And of course, Apple has done well for me so far. I've been preaching to people that this fair value of 240 is not accurate in my opinion. I think that's undervaluing the stock. But like I said, that's just my opinion. But so far, the numbers are supporting that opinion. But anyways, I just wanted to share my stock portfolio with you all today because for one thing, it's a great day for me and I would love to just record it and have it on my channel just for the sake of history and being able to look back on this. And then of course, for those of you that are new to investing as well and those that are similar to me and have a similar portfolio and stuff like that, a video like this may be motivating to you all. So if this motivates you to start investing, then in my opinion, that's a good thing because investing is a great thing as long as the stock market is doing well in the long term. Because as you know, I'm a long-term investor and that's the perspective that I have on things. So when a lot of people talk to me about you should have waited until this day or that day because the stock dropped or because the stock went up, it doesn't really make a difference to me because those are just like pennies on a dollar when I look at this this in the long term. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and as I always say, anything that I say in these finance videos, and including this video as well, is not to be considered financial advice. It is simply me sharing my thoughts and opinions about the market and the moves that I'm making, of course. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to smash that like button. And of course, if you would like to begin investing, feel free to use my referral link down in the description below to Robinhood and Webull. If you sign up with those links, then you'll get some free stocks. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Stay safe out there.